pop-up car rally, often organized on social media, takes Ocean City by storm every year, and this year is no different.
Ocean City is pumping the brakes and bracing for massive crowds ahead of an unofficial car show being held this weekend.
Unrest at a big gathering of car enthusiasts in Ocean City.
Yeah, some police officers had rocks thrown at them.
And happening today, the unsanctioned H2Oi car event
Come on, man.
is underway in Ocean City. The event, which draws thousands of car enthusiasts, is notorious for becoming rowdy and causing a disturbance to the beach town. Then in the past, hundreds of people have been arrested, some officers even hurt. This year, police are stepping up enforcement, saying there will be a zero-tolerance policy for lawbreakers.
I'm headed into Ocean City right now. The H2Oi event that was supposed to be for Friday, Saturday, Sunday is ending today. Friday, didn't seem like it was that big of a deal. I was kind of waiting to see if everybody was going to come down on Saturday, and it seems like that was kind of fizzled out too. It's Sunday morning. This is generally the time in the opposite direction over here that you'll see all the cars going home, and I don't see any. If you are familiar with H2Oi, just fast forward a little bit. If you're not, it's an unsanctioned car event of the import cars that come to Ocean City, and they cause a ton of trouble. They have for the last couple years. Here's footage of years past.
Taser time!
Now this year, the police and the city council and everybody else made a ton of other restrictions. They add special event zones to some rallies like Car Week and stuff like that, just to make sure that nobody's doing burnouts and everything in the street. Everybody's kind of staying safe. So this year they got extremely strict about it, and they pretty much were like, we're ticketing and towing everything. So they don't want the cars here, because obviously because of the trouble that you just saw. So I'm gonna ride through now and see if anybody is still here, or if anybody is here, which by the looks of it now, either everybody's still sleeping and they're getting a late start, or there's nobody here. So we'll find out in a second. So in years past, it's kind of one of those weekends where my wife and I, we just sit at home. We don't go out, we don't do anything. We get everything we need before these kids get here, and that way we don't ever have to leave. It really is disgusting, some of the stuff that they do, and even some of the messages that they write on cars. With our kids being young, they're starting to read and figure things out, and just some of the messages that these kids are putting, it's like, I can't bring my kids around that stuff. So our house next door to us is a rental house. Usually it rents, like, it's one of those like week-to-week rental things. So there's an older couple in there now that are here for a while. Usually if people stay for a while, they'll introduce themselves to us. So he was saying that they'll be here for about a month, and even he was like, yeah, last year we experienced it. we didn't know the event was going on. He said they went into Ocean City to go to dinner, and he felt the wrath of H2Oi. It's pretty much like massive backups and traffic delays, and kids like swerving all over the place in their cars, and DUIs, accidents. It's insane. It's stupid. So he was like, yeah, so this year they're not going to go out and all that stuff. And so yeah, you can see all the cones and everything is all set up so that they can't really do try to deter them, I guess, as much from doing anything dumb. There's a special event zone sign. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go check out some of the hotels at the convention center. I believe is where they were towing everybody. So, I noticed, yeah, there's a few cars, but it's not what it was. Last year at this time, they were everywhere. Like tens of thousands of them. I was checking out one of the social media posts about it on one of the H2Oi events for here. And they were talking about just the enforcement of the Ocean City, that they were saying that they were not going to show up anymore and that it was just pretty much a dud, which is good. I love hearing that. I'm going to turn the camera back on when we get down to the convention center. All right, here's the convention center. They use all the buses to block everything, and then they put the fences up too. I believe all the impounded cars are behind the buses, which is what they were saying they were going to do this year. Try to turn down there and see. Last year they had buses lining this parking lot so that they couldn't even meet in there. I don't even see any over there anymore. Yeah, it pretty much looks like everything's done. Wow, good. Some of the hotels I noticed, usually you'll see all the cars there in the parking lots and all that, but I don't even see any, really see that many. Word going around that the hotels did jack up their rates because they did not want people staying here. A dispute that they had a couple, I think it was last year or the year before, was that some of the rental houses were still renting to these kids, knowing that they were the H2Oi crowd, but the rental guys or the companies, or even like the homeowners, were saying they want the money, they need the money. See what I mean? Here's the Hilton. I really don't see any in there. There's a couple, but it's not what it was. All right, I'll keep going. I'm gonna drive down near 15th Street and then cut back on the side roads and show you down there. Usually that's the area that had the most problems in all the other years. So if there's gonna be a lot of people still here, they would be there, so. All right, I'm on St. Louis Ave, behind St. Louis Ave and 15th Street, coming up on 13th Street now, like behind the firehouse and all that. I don't see anything. Ocean City did release a statement, I want to say it was either last night or this morning, that pretty much said that they were thanking their officers, extremely grateful for the community and things like that, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of it was pretty much saying that from this year in relation to other years has been significantly down in arrests and everything else. So fingers crossed this is the end of it. I know there were some restaurants that had closed down in anticipation of this, just because they did not want to deal with it, or all the stuff going on, and they just didn't want to be a part of it. And I don't know, I really don't blame them for it, but it's a tough thing to call because everybody down here is seasonal. So anytime that you close during the somewhat like in season is spring, summer, and some of fall, it's tough on any business. If you're worried about coming down for next year, if it's anything like this year, hopefully the city council and the police will do the same thing to keep it away. So if you're thinking of coming down next year, I really wouldn't worry about it because it really wasn't anything this year. So all right, I'll see you later.